several workshops and performed at prestigious festivals. Charles is an ideal icon for today's youth, owing to the fact that he has crossed several hurdles, paved his own path in the not so familiar world, and made himself a guru in art form, where he was once considered not so suitable. Charles has challenged himself against all odds to reach where he is today. Friends, it's my privilege to present Charles Ma to this august audience. Thank you.
Thank you, Satish. Friends, today's speaker for the session, Mr. Charles Mao, want to give an entry a unique way, but at the same time, we have a challenge today that we have to observe this Mattis Day between 11 and 11:02. So, just to not to interrupt his presentation, we will take up now. I request the District Director Youth Service, Karthik Reddy. He has done, he is leading director, I can say, at all India level, at world level, but still my target quite Delhi bahut dur hai. But however, let us listen to our leader.
Dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, my dear Rotarians, aunts, guests, and friends. A good morning to you all. Yeah, that's good. Especially this being a youth service, session, I expected a loud good morning. To start off with, friends, yesterday during the inaugural session, DG did speak about what we are doing this year in youth service. Sometime around this time last year, when we sat down with the DG trying to list out the objectives, DG said that we should increase the number of Rotaract clubs, Interact clubs. At that time, it was not for breaking records. Maybe he's talking about records now. Let me be clear, it was not about breaking records. He took up the name of one club, one Interact club. His own, Uma is running a school, St. Martin's School. He said they could do one fundraiser exceeding 2 lakhs. And he said we have around 100 odd Interact clubs. Just imagine what if we can double, triple this. Say 300 Interact clubs doing 2 lakhs each. That's about 6 crores worth of projects. I think his intention was not about breaking records, but doing service. So big round of applause for him to look at this kind of work. Having said this, yes, we have increased our Interact clubs from somewhere around, we started off with around 110 odd clubs. We have close to doubled it. We have started nearly 110 Interact clubs. I think that's a phenomenal achievement. And it's not thanks to me, it's thanks to all the club presidents. I need to mention a few clubs that have done phenomenally well. Rotary Kolar have started 17 Interact clubs. Gopal Reddy and a great job. And Hoskote Central, I think Rajkumar is not here. 15 new clubs. For a club that wasn't doing too well just a few years ago, starting 15 clubs is a phenomenal job. And then for these two clubs, the AG Narayan Murthy, I think he was behind his presidents. Narayan Murthy, again, hats off to you. I need to mention a special mention about a new club, Rotary Kuvempu Nagar. I think it started just a month ago. And they have 3 Interact clubs, already 3 Interact clubs. I think that should touch people that have not started Interact clubs. So maybe in another 1 month's time, we're looking at 200 new Interact clubs. I think that is possible. Right now, coming to Rotaract, we started off with 50 odd clubs. We have taken it up to, we have gotten now 37. We've added 37 new clubs. That means the tally is increased to plus 100. Again, a phenomenal achievement. I think even that is a record. And a club that has done, again, a new club, Uttarali, has added 4 new Rotaract clubs. Again, hats off to Uttarali club president and the members. Another aspect that DG is close to his heart, was the Railas for government school kids. This is the I Am a Winner Raila, which is thanks to Ram Seshu. His target was 25,000 by this year end. I'm happy to announce we have crossed already, we are around 27,000. We have touched around 27,000 government school kids all over our district. And I need to mention a few people and few clubs that have done well. I think South has done extremely well. I think 5,000 odd students they have touched. City Center has taken up these Railas in places where Rotary clubs don't exist. I think Chikbalapur, there's no Rotary club. Bagepalli, another place, there's no Rotary club. I told them, see, if you can start something like this, if you do something like this in places like Chikbalapur and Bagepalli, we don't need to work for starting new Rotary clubs. You know, the PR is great. Then IT corridor. Again, Kolar too has done around 4,000 or 5,000. One person I need to mention, the whole team, the Raila team has done phenomenally work. Nagaraj Shrungeri, he's gone around Tumkur area, Chikbalapur, Bagepalli, talking to the BEOs and ensuring that these Railas are done. So with this, we still have 4 months. I think we'll go places. Hats off to you guys, the presidents. Hoping for better numbers in the next couple of months. Thank you.
Thank you, Karthik Reddy. You and your team has done a wonderful job, but again, I'm using a lot of buts. I know you're going to achieve that because every president is geared up now, every AG and district secretary, because our board meetings are only digital now. Anybody want to see anybody's performance, just press the button, color coding will come. If AG is performing outstandingly well, all green. Okay, mix of green and yellow and red. Not performing, more red. This is what is very clear indication. So AG will get only 1 minute time in the district board meeting. So that's what is happening. Friends, we have lost 30 seconds. So as yesterday I announced, IASC want to do a study on how we are extending Rotary so big way. Now after listening to the statistics, our RIRF says, send me all the statistics, I want to study how this is happening. This is what it is. I think please get up now, it's another 10 seconds. We're going to observe 2 minutes silence. As a Martin's Day, the nationwide, it's going to happen nationwide. Whole country is observing that. Some sirens are expected, otherwise we'll just go ahead. I think it is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you very much. Please be seated. It is time to welcome this session speaker and outstanding performer, Mr. Charles Ma.
Good morning. Such a pleasure to be here. Well, they've been telling me, they said, you have 20 minutes, don't talk too much. I won't talk too much. But, I was thinking, what am I going to say to you guys? Then I always remembered the complaints from school would be this boy tells a lot of stories and he's full of mischief. And wherever I went, after I became an artist, I had this story. Well, if you look at me, you realize I'm not a beautiful South Indian woman, if you realized by now. So that's where the story begins, right? So I'm not very young. I look young, I'm not. Luckily, yoga and Bharatanatyam has kept me going. So that says something to you, go to yoga class. And come to dance class. I think I belong to a very lucky generation. Bangalore was evolving. Was evolving in the year 2000, I remember. Before that, I used to cycle to school. I studied in St. Joseph's. We would wear Scottish woolen blazers, cycle to school, and all that drama. My dancing had not begun then. But Bangalore was changing, you know. Then the IT industry came in, and I think before the IT industry came in, the pub industry came in. So as youngsters, we were going to a pub. I'm sure most of you have been there. It was in the old airport road, HAL, called I forgot what it was called. Anyway, and then the Fifth Avenue had these pubs. So I remember Bangalore, you know, changing from this quiet, beautiful city with early morning. I'd go to school and you'd hear birds chirping and all that. And then, bang, the birds disappeared, the trees disappeared, the roads came, and then the pubs were there. Well, we welcomed it. And then actually, during that time, there was nothing much to do. There were no malls and, the internet. I remember big CPUs and, this big, like with fans, and Bangalore was not as advanced. So in those days, since the entertainment was less, there were a lot of musicals. So there would be, if you've been abroad, so there'd be Cats and Phantom of the Opera and things like that. So in Bangalore also, a young artist started doing that. So they took a Hindi movie called Dil Chahta Hai. They did, in Bangalore they did The Lion King and they did all these musicals. And they did a Hindi film called Dil Chahta Hai. They made it a musical. So, and Bangalore was a small place, small social circle. They said, we won't pay you, we'll teach you how to dance. I just graduated from school and I don't pay from PU. So I was doing, so they said, come, we'll teach you how to dance. So the only dancing I did was in a disco years ago, after when pubs opened up. So they were teaching me, and the first dance I actually learned was Bollywood dancing, from the movie Dil Chahta Hai. So we were all youngsters, all the youngsters 16 to 18, 20 were in a small group. And then there were the seniors, already trained dancers and big names from Bangalore, Brinda Jacob, working with the Madhu Nataraj dance company, working with STEM and things like that. So whenever these seniors would walk in, all the juniors would say, look there, look there. And I said, what? They said, look there, wow. And these girls happened to be classical dancers, right? So they were all, and they would get a lot of respect. So respect, obviously, because they're, I had a term for this, for these girls. I said they're lethally beautiful South Indian women. Something happening with when you learn classical dance, I don't know, these girls become very poised, their back straighten up, and they look very beautiful. They're very aware of themselves. So that was it. Then for the first time I saw them doing a contemporary piece. So I saw them doing something like this. They showed a flower and they showed pea going to it. So I said, wow, this looks fascinating. I come from a boys' school, from St. Joseph's Europeans. So till then I had no exposure to anything like this. The only classical dance I saw was on DD Bharati, and some lady sitting in one posture, in a squatting posture, and putting me to sleep. So I had no exposure to dance other than that. So I saw this, I said, it's fascinating, I think I should try this. And contemporary, anything new is cool, right? With our generation. So contemporary was very cool. So like an idiot, not exposed to girls. The other girls' school was Sacred Hearts. Bishop Cotton's girls was that side. We were so scared of them, we never went near them. The only interaction we had was from maybe Frank Anthony's when they came for a competition, So I went to this girl and said, I also want to be in that. Typically, as she is, she says, go away, go that side. It's not for juniors, it's for seniors. Go away, you go do your Bollywood stuff. So they hurt my ego. I said, okay, I'll teach you a lesson. Now you're all doing Kathak and contemporary, I'll also learn this, I'll get good at it, and I'll teach you a lesson. And that's how my Bharatanatyam began. But I was smart from a boys' school. I said, she's 4 years my senior. I won't catch up with her. What to do? I'll do Bharatanatyam and teach her a lesson. I'm going to do something different. So that's how it began, it began. And then it just took off. I was so hardworking, and I just noticed when I jumped into Bharatanatyam, I was a natural at it. The teacher's eyes would open up and say, oh my God, this boy, first of all, look at him. First of all, boy. 10 years ago, boys didn't do Bharatanatyam, So that happened, and I kept dancing. And I grew up in a South Indian locality. I grew up in Vivek Nagar amongst Tamilians. So, I'm not aware I look like this. I'm very like Kannadiga and Tamilian in my head. So I'm very South Indian. I grew up among South Indians, never discriminated, so it was a good thing. One day I was in Christ College, and after many years of learning dance, and there were a lot of classical dancers in Christ College because it's close to Bangalore South. So all the good Bharatanatyam dancers come, all the Brahmin girls come from there. They come from Jayanagar, Baswan Gudi, and all that. But they had to go home. The minute the bell rang in college, all these good girls would run home, straight to dance class or home. There's competition in Chennai, IIT, Sarang. So I asked all the girls, all the seniors, come on, we have to win the overall trophy, right? Who's going to represent college? Everybody said no way. My parents won't give us permission, Chennai, we are so scared. And then somebody said, you know what, that fellow's learning classical dance, catch him and send him. So seniors came and said, we'll break your legs if you don't win this competition, go. So I was a very spoiled brat. My parents took very good care of me. I never traveled out till degree. So I went there with my parents, not alone. They took one ticket in the Hosur bus stand, put it in my pocket and said, get lost, go win the competition, come back. I went in. I went to Chennai, never exposed to Chennai. And the first thing that I think I reached Chennai by 4 o'clock in the morning, and I did this. I said, what's that smell? The fellow's like, the other college guy's like, Chennai, from another college. I said, oh, that's Chennai. So I went in, and then Adyar is far away. So from that bus stop, they took me to Adyar in an auto. They put, another college, NIT Trichy was there. They loaded their drum kits and all with me, 5 hours in one auto, and shaking, and we're going through IIT, and IIT has, some of you have studied in IIT, I'm sure, they have Dio. So you can see their eyes glowing in the dark, 5 o'clock in the morning, and this is a new experience to me. I went there, they were building a new block, there's no water, the little water came, was spitting mud at me, and I flushed the toilet, and this is like some supersonic toilet, it's flushing me, 5 o'clock in the morning. I got ready in half an hour. This takes time, this takes time. Today was getting late and tying this. I went from wearing stitched costumes to kache stitched costumes. So there's this thing. Tying this kache was difficult and all that. And then I walked into a room like this. I said competition. So I went. They said the competition is the OAT. So I walked into the OAT outdoor theater, and I saw 2-3 people. I said, yes, what a sweep this is going to be. They said, no, we changed the venue. Please go somewhere else. So I walked in. I got the fright of my life. I think there were 50 participants and 48 girls, and all Tamilian girls, like big eyes. And so when I was learning dance, people said, you learn dance, you have such small eyes. Bharatanatyam dancers need big eyes. So I was like, oh, this is worse. To make it worse, my parents didn't know I was doing Bharatanatyam, so I practiced on the terrace. It's a long story, I don't have time, I'll tell you some other time. So my mother said, what is that sound on the terrace? I said, karate, because I was also doing karate. As long as it was karate, it was fine. Boys do karate, boys play football, boys don't dance. They were happy when I was playing football and they bring my studs home and do karate, but they're not happy with dance. Eventually she found out, that's another story. The maid told her, Amma, in Tamil, in very bad Tamil, they said, Amma, dance pandra. Oh God, yeah. And we live in a middle class community, so you can see each other. So all these aunties talk and long story. And typically as my maids, were, they would tell my mother in Tamil, Amma, yeah, class pora. Why is he going to class? He'll become a girl, for sure. My mother's like, she's like, kya kar rahe ho? What is this? This is not for you. Why don't you do something else better? Ye wo. They tried everything. I don't know why I was connected to dance anyway. I still don't know why I dance. I don't know why. So my mother's like, log kya kahenge? That's a typical dialogue in my house. Log kya kahenge? What will people think? Anyway, flashback over. Back to IIT Chennai. So I go in, and this is actually the beginning of everything. So beautiful women, and in Bharatanatyam dancers, they wear this big set of flowers. It's called a pattu and the konde, and it's temple jewelry, and they wear silks and expensive jewelry, and they look so stunning. So first of all, I was like one small rat in college. I was so scared. I was shivering looking at them. All that happened, and to put that on their heads, that the jadegide, pattukuttu and all that, they always need their mother. They're still young, right? My teacher does it on her own now. Half an hour she's ready. But when you're young, you need your mother, your mommy, your atte, your whoever, to tie your hair and say, all that. So every girl came with one, mommy, atte, whatever, party. One girl looks at, it must have been quite a sight. At least now things are changing, right? My generation, boys are dancing. Then I've got famous people know that it's not restricted just to a community of people who dance or whatever. So This girl looked at me, beautiful girl, I'll never forget the sight. She had like big eyes, like a camera, like I called her 70 eyes. Each eye was this big. She, she looked at me, up and down. She whispered something in her mother's ear. She laughed and she turned away. She did this. And she was my competitor. And when the competition started, there was another boy, only one boy, poor fellow. He was also so scared. From Bangalore only, he was standing like this, waiting for his turn. We took part, 50 participants. Another foreigner danced, no offense, but maybe she was not well trained or she was completely out of form. So they thought this boy is also going to be like her, and they threw me from 47, I went to number 7. Finished the competition, and the results were out. Third place went, I said, I'm going to get killed in college, I'm going to die, these seniors, and ragging was allowed in college those days. So I remember being ragged when I went to college. All the guys like me, the short ones, the cute ones, the ones who stick out, the ones, who stick out in a crowd are caught and ragged. So I was always ragged in school or in college. So I said, I'm going to get ragged, I had it. Second place, went to Bangalore girl, I said, gone. First place, I won. I didn't know how to react. I did one, I did one Beckham kind of thing, running like that, and mad stuff I did. And the auditorium cleared off. And then that same girl who did this to me came and spoke to me very, very fakely. She said, oh, congratulations, who your guru? The first question is, who's your guru? Where have you learned? How many years you've trained? How many years you've trained? Very good. Okay. So I finished, I won. I went to the judge and said, in dance, everybody's akka, anna, it's mama. Govardhana will become Govardhana's mama. Kalandi auntie will become Kalandi mami. It's all like that. So I said, akka, how did I win? She said, you know what, maybe you're not perfect, but you had a lot of passion, and that passion was pouring through. And that I've carried throughout my life, I've had very high ideals. I wanted to be the perfect teacher. I looked for the perfect teacher. But as I've grown up, I've mellowed down. It's not about perfection, it's about passion. So today when I teach, a student doesn't get something, I said, it's okay, don't worry. It'll come, but be passionate about it. Over the years, so many people said, wow, look at you, you're following a passion, you're in the paper, you're on TV, you're a star. So many people know you have 5,000 friends on Facebook, which doesn't matter. And followers, to me, it doesn't matter to me. They don't see the amount of hard work that goes into it. But I'll tell you, I never felt the hard work. Because I think I was very passionate. I never felt the hard work. Then to end the story at 29, I was successful. Things went very well. I was being celebrated. Young dancer, good boy, namuduga, namapaya types. And I spoke to a journalist. I said things that I shouldn't have said. And my whole world came tumbling down. So journalists are dangerous people. If I meet one, I'll kill one. I think so. Very horrible people, horrible, with no ethics. And I'm kidding. So she did that. I said the wrong things, and she instigated me. She said, Bakra, young boy, let's have a blast with him. The whole community went red, the whole dancing community went red. Maybe I should have said those things, maybe I shouldn't have. I've been an honest person, a very genuine person. It's your truth, that's not my truth. It's my truth, it's not your truth. But anyway, freedom of speech, thank you India, fundamental rights. Anyway, so with all the pressure from everybody, I apologized and whatever. But at that junction, I realized something very important. That if you're honest to yourself, in the long run, honest people get hammered left, right, and center initially. But in the long run, it'll keep you in good stead. I feel so much more confident. Today, I know what you're doing. I look at you and you can't lie to my eyes. I know what you're doing, right? And I'm like that. What I am is what you see. I've lived my life very honestly. And that sense of honesty has kept me going till now. People said when I had that fallout with the journalist, they said, the community has disowned you. Your career is over at 29. You're an idiot. What are you going to do? 29. Failure. They said, you'll never make a comeback. This boy is washed out. All my friends left. All supposedly friends left. They said quietly secret messages on Facebook saying, hey, are you okay? Nobody actually came out to say, I will stand up for this boy. Very few people did. And speak up for him. Nobody did. So as you grow up, it's slowly, you realize that life is like this. And people will fall apart. People will come close to you when you're successful, or when you're not successful, they will move. But what keeps you going is a sense of honesty. And I think that has kept me going, and that's the message I share with almost everybody, is to be true to what you're doing. Even if you're doing, like somebody said, oh, I'm just an engineer. I said, you're not just an engineer, do you like it? Yes, I like it. Then that's what you want to do. That's how it is. Well, so that's been my story, and it gives me great joy to share Bharatanatyam with you. Thank you so much. A lot of people, including myself, thought, oh God, Bharatanatyam, classical dance, a college fest. Bollywood, it's full in Western dance. The minute classical dancing comes, everybody's like escaped and so on. Including me, I've seen some people who have put me to sleep. But I think our generation changed it, and I think the passion makes the difference. So I always say, let me dance and let me take this across to people. And I want to share Bharatanatyam with you, in all its glory, because my teacher did that to me once. I saw her dance and I had a goosebump. Well, I'm going to end with a piece. It's called Bho Shambho. It's set in the Ragam Revati, the Talamadi. The choreography is done by me. I hope you enjoy it. Bangalore's weather.
சடையோ சடையோ பவழம் போல் இனித்தமுடைய எடுத்த பொற்பாதமும் காண பெற்றார் மனித பிறவியோ வேண்டுவதே இந்நானிலத்தே மாநிலத்தே
भो शम्भो शिव शम्भो स्वयं भो